Hi everyone, we have a tutorial here that is going to teach you how to use Zoom to go live on YouTube. This is the strategy that St. Peter's has been using for the past couple of months that I really enjoy because most people already at this point know how to use Zoom, and connecting it to YouTube is a pretty straightforward process, and Zoom handles a lot of the video switching and like automatic show which speaker is talking, all of that sort of video switcher stuff for us. So this video is going to kind of focus on two parts. It's actually pretty straightforward. We first create a video on YouTube that is going to be our live stream itself, and we'll schedule that for the future, and then we'll connect to that live stream using the Zoom software. So our first step is we're already logged into YouTube here under St. Peter's Chelsea. What we're going to do is click this camera icon and click Go Live. The Go Live button is kind of not aptly named because you're actually just setting up a live stream. You're not going live immediately. What I'll usually do is just reuse the settings from the last time that we created a live stream. What this button then does is gives you kind of like the same title as before, the same visibility settings, and then description and all of that good stuff, same thumbnail and all of that. So normally it's really useful to reuse the settings. For a tutorial like this, we're actually going to overwrite a lot of these. I'm just going to call this test. Since I don't want anybody to see this video, we're just going to keep it private for now. And delete the description. And then we have like a category that we can add it to. If I remember, I'll sometimes switch this to like nonprofits and activism, which is the closest category that we have to like a church service. But I often forget, so it's just kept as entertainment. Whatever. So let's just pretend that we're scheduling this for next Sunday. So Sunday, June 14, and then the time of our church service, which is at 10 a.m. The time that you set here doesn't actually determine the time that you start the live stream. You can start the live stream at any point. What it does is it shows your audience what time the live stream is expected to start. So it will give like a nice little countdown on the YouTube video itself. We'll just keep the same thumbnail for now. If you want, you can change your thumbnail and upload any sort of picture that you want there. And then it's not made for kids because it doesn't include kids most of the time. I don't know. You can click this link to figure out what YouTube is asking here. But then we click the create button, and YouTube starts creating the live stream video for us, and you'll see kind of this like spinner icon. That means that there is no data coming to the live stream itself, but we see that we successfully like have this created. We have the title, the category. We can edit any of the things that we just put by clicking this edit button. And then we can, we see like a few settings. We see the live chat over here, and we see these stream settings, which I'll talk about in the pretty soon. So this is actually all we need to do to set up the YouTube side of things. Let's move over to Zoom. Over here, we see that we have the Zoom meetings interface. If you're logged into the Tech at St. Peter's Chelsea email address, I already have just a recurring meeting every Sunday. That is the meeting ID that we use for our live services. So we'll start this meeting, and we get all of the usual Zoom type things on it, including Zoom telling me that I'm muted, which is totally fine in this case. So you can have all of your participants here, and then it functions just like a normal Zoom meeting. I'll usually actually like take this out of full screen and just kind of make it like my own full screen here, so that I can have the participants sidebar open like right next to it. This gives me the ability to like kind of mute and unmute people, control their video a little bit. I'll talk about this more in an upcoming video, some of the tricks and tips to using Zoom when we're doing the live stream. But for now, we'll just leave it at we have a Zoom meeting and we want to go live on YouTube. So we click this More button, and we're given a few options to go live. and you might think you want to press the live on YouTube button. But what this button does, actually I'll show you what this button does. What happens is it brings up like a new Zoom interface, or a new interface that asks you to log into like a Gmail account, and then what it's going to do is immediately create like a new live stream video. And that is not exactly what we want, because then it's really hard to tell with a new live stream video exactly when you have gone live, or direct people to a video that like already exists. So you just go live right away, and it doesn't end up being useful. You can't like create the video in advance like we've done over here. So instead, what we're going to do is click the Live on Custom Live Streaming Service link here. That's going to open up a new page in my web browser that says preparing to live stream the meeting, and Zoom just basically like does a little setup connecting to the stream keys here, and then it's going to redirect. I have it redirecting to just the YouTube videos link here. You can close this, but all that this is doing is we don't know the exact URL of the YouTube video, since we like make it new every time. So you can ignore this. But now we see we have excellent connection here, and we can see like our actual Zoom stream has started. Zoom knows that I'm talking and I'm the only one in the meeting. It also sees that my video is off. So if we turn my video on, we see me, and we'll see reflected over here, there I am. So we know that we have the stream started correctly. I'm going to turn my video off here. And then the next step would just be clicking the Go Live button. As soon as you click Go Live, you're live on YouTube. Everything's going great. And that's pretty much all there is to it. The rest of this tutorial, I want to talk about just kind of the guts of what is actually making this work. Because I've done a little bit of work here to like hide some of the complications, but you might be like, how did Zoom know to connect to this exact like YouTube video? I want to talk about like the latency stuff down here too. So first off, how does Zoom know how to connect to this YouTube video? It all has to do with the stream key right here. So stream keys are just like it just tells your streaming software what place on the internet to send its video data to. So Zoom has been set up, this meeting specifically has been set up to connect to this stream URL, which YouTube gives us, and then this stream key, which I'm not going to show because it's private, which are both associated with like my Sunday services stream key here. The variable in parentheses actually refers to the variable stream latency here. So all you really need, stream URL, stream key, and let me show you in Zoom where those two things are configured. So in order to change the like live on custom live streaming service link here, you actually have to change the meeting itself in Zoom when you log in. So if you log into the actual like web interface here, we see that we have our St. Peter's Chelsea live service, and this is where the configuration happens. So you have this live streaming box down at the bottom, and you can edit everything that's in here. You see that I have put in the stream URL, which is this stream URL right here, and then I put in the stream key, which is this stream key, which you can just like copy to your clipboard right there. And then this is what we saw earlier, which is once you've connected to the stream URL and the stream key, where do you want to reconnect? Or where do you want to redirect your users? So I'm redirecting just to the St. Peter's Chelsea videos page. If you had the link to the actual video, what you could do is, this is the link to the actual video right here. You could redirect to this specific video, and I'll show you what that looks like. So now we've updated this meeting. And so now when we go live on custom live streaming service, we do the same connection right here. And we gotta wait a second. And actually, as this is loading, sometimes what I'll check is right here, this says excellent connection and gets connected before this page has actually like figured out that it's been connected. And there you go. You see that we've been redirected to the private video, this test video that we set up. So that's all that that's all that you really have to configure here, is just the stream URL and stream key. And once again, if you're going through the normal St. Peter's Chelsea live service link and creating a stream that's already using the Sunday services stream key, you're good to go. You like don't have to adjust any of this. And speaking of which, I actually want to put this right back to how we had it before. Oh, which, never mind, I'm going to do that outside of this video because I forget what that link was. Yeah, the one other thing that I want to talk about is the latency here. So you'll see these options for stream latency at the bottom. You have normal, low, and ultra low. And you see some warnings with ultra low latency, like it doesn't support closed captions, 1440p, which is like a specific video resolution, and 4K, which is a higher video resolution. Since we're going from Zoom, which doesn't support any of those video resolutions anyway, we found that the ultra low latency actually works best, especially for the parts of our service where we want to have live chat interaction with our audience, usually using this live chat over here. So basically the difference between all of these is how long of delay it is between like when you do something on the stream versus when it's, or when you do something in Zoom versus when it's reflected in the YouTube stream. So I'm going to ignore this warning. We don't actually have to worry about that. So as an example, this is the ultra low latency one. If I wave right now, we will see my wave reflected after like, what, 4 seconds? Something like that. But if we were to switch this to normal latency, so it's gonna like reconnect here, I am going to do a wave with both hands like this. And then the normal latency is about like a 30-second delay. This would be useful if we were doing like some really high quality video, but is less useful for us when our video quality isn't as high. We're not as concerned about that, and we're more concerned with like being able to respond to prayer requests that people are chatting in a quick manner and all of this. I think we're gonna see me do the double wave in a second, unless we just like totally missed it. Let's see. If I do this, double wave. This is gonna be a really interesting 30 seconds of this video. Oh, all right. So the latency wasn't like so bad there. But all that to say, that's what latency does. We usually want just ultra low latency because it allows us, it doesn't affect our video quality at all. The bigger effect on the video quality is Zoom down-resing things. And then also it gives us the ability to do live chat interaction with our audience. So that is how to use Zoom to go live on YouTube. Just kind of the basics there. In the next video, in the next video, which I'll put up soon, I'll go over some tips and tricks for how to share content and manage the live stream from Zoom when you're live on YouTube. Thanks for listening.